Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's Codec Calls with me, MGS Poner. And today I'm going to be talking about the newly announced Nintendo Switch Lite. Now, it's a handheld only version of the Nintendo Switch, so it doesn't come with the dock or the Joy-Con controller holder thing, whatever you want to call it. So it doesn't come with that either. It's only going to be $200. And here I'm looking at Nintendo's site to get like the nitty gritty details. And according to them, it will only support handheld mode. Now, with that being said, if you scroll down a little bit farther to the game compatibility portion, it actually states on their website, and Nintendo Switch Lite can play games in the Nintendo Switch library that support handheld mode. For games that do not support handheld mode, players can wirelessly connect compatible controllers, sold separately, to the Nintendo Switch Lite. If using separate Joy-Con controllers, users will need to have a device to recharge them, such as the Joy-Con charging grip. To find mode compatibility information for specific games, please refer to the product packaging or Nintendo eShop. Just look for the handheld mode icon. So that's a little weird because up top here it says handheld mode only, and then below it says that you can connect other Joy Cons to it. However, when you look at the Nintendo dock portion and the comparison, it says it is not compatible with the Nintendo Switch dock, which we just talked about, handheld mode only. And it also does not support output to TVs. Therefore, it does not come with a dock, HDMI cable, or a kickstand. So I'm kind of curious how you're going to be able to have your Switch Lite standing up for these additional controllers you may be buying for games that don't support handheld mode. Now, with that being said, there aren't a lot of games, if any, that I can think of off the top of my head that don't support handheld mode. But of course, there are some games that are two players and they do support that kickstand mode, or desk mode, whatever they want to call it. So I'm a little confused. I'm hoping we get some clarification at the next Nintendo Direct. So of course the Joy-Cons are going to be built onto this side. So I guess we're not going to be calling them Joy-Cons. We're just going to be calling it the Switch Lite because the controller aspect is built into the screen. They're not detachable. You can't remove them. If you don't like the color of your switches, you can't change the color of your controller. I mean, that's all fine and dandy. Not really a big deal. My main concern is what if your analog stick starts to drag, or you're going to have to replace your whole console. Stuff of that nature. Obviously, with the DSs and stuff like that, that's not a huge issue, but the D-pad or the analog sticks in those was made a little differently than these analog sticks on the Switch. These are more like a true analog stick that you would find on like a PS4 or an Xbox One controller. The other thing to note here is that instead of the arrow face buttons on the left-hand side that the Switch has, the Switch Lite has a true D-pad. So I'm sure majority of the hardcore Switch players are going to be familiar with the D-pad left Joy-Con that you can purchase separately that only works in handheld mode. And I believe the ones I've seen the most frequently are made by the company Hori. So, Hori is a great company. So I'm kind of wondering if they kind of took that idea and that kind of like pushed them in this direction with it to give us that true D-pad. Now, obviously, with a light version coming out of the Switch, there's high speculations of a pro or elite version of the Switch coming out with, a bigger screen or a more high definition screen, better battery life, better processor, things of that nature. Nintendo hasn't said anything about it as far as I know. But at the same time, they also straight up denied that there was another version of the Switch coming out, and then poof, here we go. So, I mean, I guess we'll kind of see. The other thing to mention here is that the screen is slightly smaller The standard Switch has a 6.2 inch screen, where the Switch Lite has a 5.5 inch screen. They are both touch screens, so that's a plus. And then the Switch Lite is going to weigh about 27.27 less pounds. So with the Joy-Cons on the standard Switch, you're looking at 0.88 pounds. The Switch Lite is 0.61 pounds. So the depth of the actual Switch Lite is the same as the Switch in handheld mode with the Joy-Cons attached at 0.55 inch deep. And then the length is actually about 1.2 inches shorter. It's going to be 8.2, whereas the standard Switch is 9.4. And then the height is 3.6 versus the standard Switch at 4 inches height. So I don't know. There are some small differences, but overall, I think it's a very good console for people who only want that handheld aspect. They don't really care if they can play it on the big screen or not. And with having the ability to, add other controllers, it sounds like, and you should still be able to do two-player stuff. It's just how you're going to be able to do that, I'm not 100% sure. So, I think it's a great option for people, like I said, especially if you already have a 2DS or a 3DS and you're looking to upgrade that. You still want to play the new Pokemon, but you don't really want that, at-home console aspect. Save yourself $100, get another portable console. You can still play your new Pokemon. You can still play Zelda. It's a great option for people for sure. The other thing to note here is that it looks like there is a slight, and when I say slight, I mean very slight, upgrade to the battery life. Approximate on the Switch Lite is 3 to 7 hours versus the standard Switch, which is noted here at 2.5 to 6.5 hours. So you're looking at about a 30-minute increase on your battery life with the Switch Lite versus the standard Switch. The other thing to note is that the Switch Lite does not have HD rumble or IR motion camera included, where the standard Switch does. So, I don't know. I'm hoping it's still going to have Amiibo support. I haven't seen anything on Nintendo's actual website stating if it will or will not. But, it's definitely something that we will have to see as time gets closer. Now, there are a few different color options for anybody who's going to be picking one up. You can get the yellow, the gray, or the turquoise. And then there is also going to be another Pokemon version. And it's going to be 2 different colors, it looks like. One side, it looks like it's going to be a gray or a white with each of the Pokemon on the back there, the shield and sword type. And then the left side looks like it's going to be a light blue, where the right side is going to be a pink, corresponding to the colors they're using for the new games when they come out. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty cool, like I said, for those people who really want that portable console only. Mario Maker 2 just came out. That's a game that I think a lot of people will play on the go, on trips of that nature. You can still do the online portion, and you can still do local, it seems. Local wireless, link up to 8 Nintendo Switches and Nintendo Switch Lite systems together to play multiplayer games anywhere. And then, as I said, it will have the online play as well, which is part of the Nintendo Online subscription, which for only $20 a year is a steal. Plus, you get all those NES Classic games as well. So, I don't know. We'll have to see as time goes on and see what Nintendo mentions at their next Nintendo Direct, like I said. But I think it will for sure be a great console for certain people. Me, myself, I'm probably going to still get the standard version of the Switch when I purchase mine, hopefully here in a few months, because I want that ability to be able to play 2-player on the big screen versus just, directly in front of me. But that's just me. Some people, they don't really care about that. They have their friends that they play online with more, and where it still has that online capabilities, there's really no reason for them to spend that extra $100. So, I don't know. Kudos to you, Nintendo. You pulled the wool over our eyes. There's been speculations of rumors of a new Switch coming out for a while now, and they've been denied. And then poof, bam, thank you, ma'am. We got a Switch Lite. So I think that's going to about wrap it up for me. That's really the biggest thing I wanted to talk about today was the Nintendo Switch Lite. The other thing I wanted to kind of just briefly touch on is, of course, there are some new challenges for Crash Team Racing that just dropped the other day. And then, of course, there is a new update for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which added Reaper to multiplayer versus him only being in the Blackout Battle Royale mode. And they also added 3 new multiplayer maps. One of them being Havana, which is from the original Black Ops, and then a zombie-esque themed map as well. So yeah, some new stuff in the games coming out and recently, and it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. So I really appreciate y'all swinging by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz, and I will see y'all on the next episode of Codec Calls. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch to check out my live streams. It's just twitch.tv/MGS_PWN3R. And then don't forget to check out Insert Coin Clothing and get 20% off your order. Get some awesome gamer swag with my promo code PWN1920. That's PWN1920, and that code is good until the end of this year. So use that code at checkout, save yourself some money, get some ballin' ass fucking swag. This has been MGS Poner, and this is Codec Calls. Peace out, y'all.